Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We are going to be watching two fantastic players battle it out on MLG's Metalopolis. This is game number 1 of their best of 3 matchup. We are going to be watching the Russian BrDes taking on Waon. He will be playing as the orange Zerg, and at the the 2 o'clock position, and at the 12 o'clock position is BrDes as purple Protoss, or Terran rather. My goodness, I'm getting stuff wrong. But we did just give a shout out to BrDes' wife. Thank you to him for coming out and supporting him, number 1, but also letting him play at strange hours. They do live in Russia, and so the time between here and Russia is just a little bit funky, so he has to do things sometimes in the middle of the night just to come hang out with us. So we sure appreciate that. It's always tons of fun to have BrDes around. Brother Des, we love you, buddy. And let's see what we've got here. We do have a wall off going down for BrDes right away. Going to be walling off. Always a good choice against Zergs. You do not want too many Zerglings rushing into your base. That can be frustrating. Even if you have enough units to defend against it, they can do a lot of economic damage to you if they rush right over to your mineral line. So that is the reason for this wall off. Down goes a barracks. Going to be pretty standard play thus far. We shall see what Waon has in store for us. We don't have anything as of yet. He does have the scouting overlord, and this drone going to make it up into the base in time before it gets walled off. Are we going to be expanding here? It appears that we are. Hatch before pool, I assume. Yes, it is. Hatch before pool. And getting some scouting information with this drone. So great play there. Let's take a look at, what should we look at? APM? Oh my goodness, Waon is crazy fast. And under the production tab, we just have a couple things coming right now. We do have this wall off being completed. Wow, that SCV almost dying there, battling it out for his life and just barely living. He needs some stim pack. Well, no, not stim pack. Yikes, that would kill him, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely stim would probably kill him at this point. However, he did live. What he needs is the opposite of a stim pack, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. I guess it would be a medevac. And there are no medevacs on the way, as you can see. So BrDes not taking care of this guy. My goodness. That is okay. I'm sure one day, or at least 1 minute in the future, hopefully we will find some way to heal that poor little SCV doing such a great job. Take a look at the R. He did get 1 kill so far, so that's good. And that SCV is the man for doing that. Spawning pool just now completing, and Waon going to be... he's not producing any... Oh, he's producing queens. There's the 6. 6 Zerglings, that's what we like to see. Pretty standard there. We want to see some Zerglings come out right away, just in case some Marines move out across the field, which we do not have quite yet. But look at this, a fast expand from BrDes as well. Double barracks going down behind too. Utilizing his orbital command energy for mules, not a bad choice. Let's take a look at what that looks like income-wise. You can see BrDes definitely beating out his opponent right now in the income, and he does have a harvester advantage as well, so that is great. It's not just due to those mules. He does have an advantage, and he will continue that advantage as long as he gets this command center out there in the appropriate time. We know how quickly a Zerg player can macro up if they need to, especially when they've got queens. Where's that queen? Oh, there she is. She's hiding underneath this overlord. I could barely see her. And this one's going to be spreading creep. No inject larva quite yet, but spreading creep is just as important. And I assume we will see some spawn larva eventually. We do have metabolic boost. That is the Zergling speed on the way right now for Waon. Look at this. Well, that is a lot of barracks, so BrDes going to go very heavy barracks play. He is moving out across the map right now. Oh my goodness, we might be seeing some pretty serious action here very soon. That Zergling going down. He has had better days, and look at this. Waon taking an expansion, another expansion. We are 6 minutes into the game. He's going almost Spanishiwa style on us. Look at this. He's got 1 drone harvesting gas. What else do we have in the way of defense? Well, look at this. We do have Carapace level 1 on the way before weapons. Yep, we do not have weapons yet, so there's the spawn larva. We see that just barely completing there. And these Marines are going to be poking in here. It looks like there's plenty of defense here to hold these guys off. They're going to be backing out. Maybe one of those guys going down. He did get poked in the face by this spine crawler, and then the Zerglings clean that up. Well, let's watch the units lost tab and see how this is going to fare. BrDes doing pretty decent amount of damage, taking out quite a few of the Zerglings. Not a bad choice. And here come the reinforcing Marines. It looks like he is going to be sticking to a little bit of harassment here for just a moment. Not a bad choice, especially considering this expansion just barely going down. Oh, and here comes the Zerglings trying to get this around. These Marines are going to fare fairly well here. It looks like they will be able to clean this up. They almost get all of them. But BrDes, is he going to back out or is he going to push back in here? I'm not entirely sure what he's going to do yet. He's throwing down the scan to see what he can see, trying to figure out whether or not he wants to commit to this attack or not. He does have quite a few Marines back in his base, so very, very good play here. Thus far, it looks like he's going to try and keep the aggression on, keep his opponent stuck in his base, and committing to these Zerglings, but he is going to commit to more than Zerglings. He does have this Baneling nest, and how many does he have on the way? Production tab shows that we have 6. That is 6 Banelings on the way for Waon, and he is going to try and do some serious damage with those buggers, I assume. And if he gets the right placement on these, they will be very difficult for BrDes to deal with. Oh my goodness, are they going to get caught out of position? Yes, lots of damage being done here. All of these guys going down, and he only used 2 of those Banelings. So very, very good. And Waon now moving out across the map. We'll see if he is going to commit to an attack here. Is he going to take out this guy? Yes, he is, but he's only going to commit only one Zergling to that attack. That is interesting to see. Gotta love to see that. And now we've got Marines spread out. BrDes setting himself up for some Baneling attack. Very, very well done. That's what we like to see. Got to keep a little bit better control. Get those guys backed up. These Banelings going to do not too much damage there on the second one. They did better on the first. But these Zerglings, there's plenty there to do some cleanup here. And all of these Marines going down. And BrDes in a little bit of a pickle here. He's got to do some work here to get these guys held off. We will see what he's got in store for us. Trying to pull these SCVs off the line, trying to get them up. He could probably lift off this orbital command. Would probably be a great idea at this point. And locking all these SCVs out of their own base. Get them, get that supply depot down. It is probably too late. Looks like they're going to have to attack their way out of this. A couple Marines there behind the wall. Not a bad idea. So that worked out pretty well. Let's see how many workers he lost. He did lose 13 workers out of that exchange there, so that is a little bit brutal. And the units tab shows that he is still slightly ahead though in the harvester count, so that is good. So BrDes holding on here pretty well. Looks like he's going to be moving out here to try and see what he can see. I don't believe that he's going to commit to an attack with this small force. Probably just going to use them more for scouting. Maybe to try and snipe some Banelings if he can. That potentially will be moving across the field. We do have 6 more Banelings on the field and 17 Zerglings. I should call them Speedlings since they do have the upgrade and they are super fast now. But look at this, BrDes going to be building up quite a big force, moving out to the center of the map with all of them. As long as he does not get caught bunched up with these Banelings, he should be okay. And that's pretty substantial force that he's got there. Some more guys down here for defense. We do have a starport and a factory on the way with a reactor. So maybe we'll see some Hellions here fairly soon. Or maybe he's going to switch the starport there and start getting out more medevacs than he could get off of just a plain starport. That would not be a bad choice either. Well, these guys do have stim. Where's that Marauder? And concussive shells has not been researched yet. And we do have movement here from Waon as well. BrDes going to be a little bit out of position with this army, but this is a great time for him to attack this expansion. Since Waon's army is out of position, he is going to get the snipe on that queen immediately, now getting quite a few drone kills and going to snipe this hatchery. This is going to be fun. Oh, here they come. Spread these guys out. Do not let those Banelings get you in a clump. Oh, that army just fallen victim to that clump, but they did get the snipe on that, so I would say probably still worth it. He did put his opponent back on his heels just a little bit. Let's take a look at units lost. fairly even exchange there, even though that army did go down fairly quickly. It was still pretty even. So pretty good job there by BrDes. Waon taking as another expansion. He says, forget that one, we'll get a brand new one. Might as well, he says. Might as well get a brand new expansion. One where it hasn't been mined at all. Oh, I missed a little bit of an attack here, but we did have some guys running into the main, or I guess the main expansion. Expansion number 1 of Waon. Sorry about that. Keeping his opponent all over the map, though, so very, very good job right now from BrDes. Really keeping his opponent moving around, keeping the map control that he needs to, focusing his, keeping his opponent committed to defense, which is always a good position, except we do have a harassment force moving out right now for Waon. This is going to be a little bit brutal to deal with. However, he does have a couple missile turrets sitting here in the mineral line. So the mineral line, not a couple, he's got 4 of them. My goodness. So he'll be fine mineral-wise, but I mean, the rest of the map is going to be a little bit difficult for him to defend. He's going to have to commit to more Marines right now, which I know that's not what he wants to do. He wants to use those Marauders so that he can stave off more of those Baneling attacks, but he did pretty good job getting those guys out of the base. I wonder how many of those went down. I should have got the count before they went in. So we don't know how many went down, but it was quite a few. It looks like about half. And this force taking out this expansion while we were watching that, moving up here to make sure there's not another expansion here, doing some more damage. The Spire, yikes, is going to be losing HP. He is going to get some creep underneath this sucker, or he will lose that Spire tech eventually. That poor old Spire. It's like, I'm dying, there's no creep. And look at this, we do have a drop in the back of the main. This is going to go very, very well for BrDes. He has got his opponent out of position, committing to a couple units here out on the main, or out on the expansion. Sniping that, going down almost immediately. And he is in pretty decent position here to do lots and lots of damage. And those Marines just barely taking out those guys soon enough. Mutalisks going down, and look at this. One Mutalisk chasing this poor old command center around. BrDes is definitely going to have to back that out, but he is still committing to this harassment in the back. Waon has not been able to hold us off, and look at this, it's a GG! Just like that from Waon. That harassment turned into a good game, just like that, so very well played by BrDes. Congratulations, BrDes. We will be going into game number 2, however, and Waon will be fighting back. We will see you guys here in just a little bit, and remember, do not always just Alt-Tab. There is always the option of Alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys next time.